welcome to the Power of Her Story. Today we have another exciting episode. Do you remember my famous quote? Life is a journey of people, places, and perspectives. And today our journey takes us to meet yet another powerful young woman here on the island of Grand Bahama. As you know, the Power of Her Story is about curating and celebrating the journey of women, how they've overcome the various obstacles and challenges that they have found in their lives to bring them to a place where they are impacting our communities. And so I am grateful today that I have such a beautiful young lady who's sitting on the side of me. Of course, she's in the beauty industry, and I tell her I am not sure if I'm fit to even sit on the side of her today, but I'm glad she's here joining us. And I know a lot of people may be thinking, well, it's COVID-19. Why is she sitting so close? Well, this is like another daughter to me. So we're all good. We're all one big happy family here. And I have the pleasure to introduce to you today Miss Kaylaundra Culmer, better known as Cookie in the industry. She is a CEO of Run Hot Productions. Everything that pertains to Run Hot, she's a clothing line, hair line, makeup line, everything there is, but she has a powerful story to share with us today. Cookie, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
It is my pleasure to have you. And you know, we've been hearing stories about various women. We're celebrating women and curating their journey of women around the world. And so we're glad that you're the first one from Grand Bahama who's joining us on our show here on RBNTV. And so we're excited to have you. So we want you to share a little bit about your journey. What has brought Cookie to this particular place today? You're sitting here next to me in RBNTV studio, and you're wearing so many hats. You're a mom, you're a business owner, as an entrepreneur, holding it down and doing so many wonderful things here on the island. You're producing shows and training persons how to be better in the industry. I don't want to talk it all. Let's turn it over to you. You tell us about this journey that has brought you to where you're at today.
Well, to start off with, I am a mom first. I have two boys. I'm also a nail technician, a certified nail technician. I also run Hot Beauty Supplies. We offer anything in the beauty, jewelry, hair, makeup, anything you need to get dressed and out the door, we have it.
Hey, well, I know there's some other little secrets about you. You also have a blog. Tell us a little bit about that, how that got started, because she's similar to her adopted mom, loves traveling the world. So tell us how this blog got started.
Well, it got started on my first trip to Dubai. The channel name is Just Being Cookie. I started to say, let me document a lot of my trips and a lot of real life situations. So I have events and travel and some mom to do on my YouTube channel.
Okay. Now, just earlier this year, you just hosted some workshops.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit more about that and where things will be going along those lines.
Okay. I am the queen of multiple streams of income. I strongly believe in multiple streams of income. So I started the workshop in mind that, okay, let's say you have a business or office job. It's always good to pick up a trade somewhere, anywhere. It doesn't have to be in the beauty industry. And we did microblading, eyebrow waxing, and mink lashes class. And it's very successful.
Okay. Well, you shared earlier that you're a mom of two boys. You're also an entrepreneur. How do you find balance in being a mom and being an entrepreneur? Because being an entrepreneur can be very demanding of your time. How do you do it?
I'm still learning. I'm still learning how to balance the two. Actually, with the quarantine COVID, although it had its downsides, I was able to kind of meet my kids again. It put me in a position to where I'm like, oh, you know that? Oh, you do that? Oh, I didn't know. and I kind of appreciated the time that I spent home with them, and was able to get to know them and know their personalities all over again. Because as an entrepreneur, you get so stuck in structure to where it's okay, we're doing this at that time, and then it's bedtime, and then school work. But with COVID, I was able to actually play and have fun and actually speak to my kids.
Well, that sounds good. So that tells me you also have a strong support system to help you through this part of the journey. But there is something you did most recently. You've been doing a lot recently, I should say. In the last 2 years, you have really grown and stretched yourself. I keep seeing Run Hot Productions or Cookie somewhere in social media world, and I know you hosted a production, the Beauty and the Beast production, if I recall correctly. I'm saying that correctly. I think it was 2018.
Yes, it
In
was 20.
2018, you hosted a Beauty and the Beast production, and one of the things that you have been passionate about is the Pay School for Girls. And it was an opportunity for you to show other young women what is possible. Tell us where that came from. Tell us that part of your story.
Okay. My oldest child is 10 or 11 years old. I actually had him. Well, he's turning 11 in September. I had him at 16. So my love for the beauty industry, because at first I was more leaning towards the medical side of life. And then when I went to PACE, it kind of gave me another avenue, because I knew I wanted to do this. I knew I wanted to go off to college and further my education. But at that time, realistically, it just wasn't realistic at the time. Um, in the PACE program, I was able to get familiarized with little dibbles and dabbles in the beauty industry. And that's why when people tell you all of the time, well, your life is over now, and oh, you already finished now, forget about that. And going into the pay system, they were able to show me there are different avenues for you to take, and you could actually use that as a stepping ground to go further. And that's where the love for beauty started.
Well, that is excellent to hear because in the midst of this, as we talked about being a tea bag placed in hot water, that's when you know how strong something is during these critical moments. I call them process. When they're difficult, they're uncomfortable, is when the true beauty comes out. Because as we know, diamonds are formed under pressure. It's come from a block of coal. Coal is this black carbon material. When you look at it, how would you ever think that this shiny, priceless jewel can come from this? And that's what it is. And so I am glad to hear that aspect of your story where you're sharing where under the pressure and under the scrutiny of eyes that judged and said, okay, life is over, you took it upon yourself to say, no, it's not. I'm going to use what was thrown at me and I'm going to make that a stepping stone to go to the next level. And now here you are back impacting other young women and giving back into the community that was there to support you during a very difficult time. And, that's the power in the story. It is to hear from women, because sometimes we put on the lashes and the foundation and we hide our flaws, so to speak. But the flaws is the beauty in us. That's what makes us unique. And that's what gives us our unique stories. That's what other young women are looking to hear that, oh, I see her moving around as an entrepreneur, as a businesswoman. So I can't be her because I just had a baby. What can I do? But you know that here it is that okay, I went down that same road as well. And so that's why it's so important for us to share our stories. Many of us shy away from our stories because it's uncomfortable. Some people may find that for them it's considered shameful, but it's actually a release to be able to share. It releases a burden, but it also provides release for other women in particular, because we're talking about women, of course. It provides release and it provides an avenue because a lot of people, trust you me, I talk to people all day long, every day, and people look and, everyone describes success differently. Success for me is simply that achieving a goal, whatever that is. We normally associate it financially, the big house, the nice car, perhaps a yacht or a private. And I'm not saying nothing is wrong with that. If you can go for it and achieve it, by all means. But does it mean that someone else who is not driving the Lexus or the Jaguar, who may be driving their Honda, does that mean that they're not successful? Their success is they wanted to achieve purchasing a car without having any debt at a bank. That other person may have a debt. So for success for them was they're able to save that money. And so I'm saying all of this because life is a journey of
Yes,
people,
it is.
places, and perspective. Your journey is still continuing. You're a very young, vibrant woman. I know you're doing great things. Where do you see yourself in the next 20 years?
In the next 20 years, during this COVID time, I was also able to find my ministry.
Love that.
So, so within my ministry, I've noticed that all of my businesses somewhat add up to just empowering women. And within that, I was able to, because during the COVID time, I was able to join Forex trading.
Okay.
So with Forex trading, we are more a woman based company, and it actually took pride. I'm actually excited, and
Mhm.
I was very proud to bring other women into it, and they have been able to grow. And I've noticed with the workshops and even just my beauty side with nails and bringing out the beauty in women, like I love that, and to transform that into I want to help you make money.
Economic empowerment. Economic empowerment. We're hearing this as a buzzword of late for women.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was, I could see myself in the next 20 years growing in that form of women ministry.
Okay. Well, there you have it. Because one of the things that has been resonating with all of the guests so far, when we speak to women, eventually it somehow gets to women empowerment. And it also specifically, you're talking about economic empowerment. We find that the men, they will collaborate and they will work together. And so I'm hoping and I'm praying that as we do these various shows, that as it came out, that in educating women, that we are all in this together. And that if we can collaborate, there's big things that we can do. We can begin to economically empower because unfortunately, but realistically speaking, most of our households are women led. We are single mothers. And so, how do we economically empower that single woman to be able to raise her kids, ensure she has a piece of the pie that for her, she sees her level of success? And so, what you're doing with Forex and also bringing in, bringing out the beauty within, it speaks to confidence because many times we have self doubt. We feel that we must be validated by somebody else because someone is not saying to us, "You're beautiful." And for many, they have been traumatized over the years. And as adults, as grown women, not realizing it, subconsciously, they're manifesting those behaviors because there wasn't someone to say to them, "You're beautiful, you're great, you're good, keep pushing, keep pressing." And so I am enjoying these various conversations with you women. You're helping me. I am being inspired to continue pushing on because what it says that someone's listening and everyone has the same cry. Every, I mean, there's is a it's a common thread right now between all of my guests as we talk about women and overcoming our various challenges and being able to share and being able to collaborate. And so I am really, really excited. So the next 20 years, you see yourself in ministry, women's ministry, helping to empower women and helping to actually, more specifically, in some areas of economic empowerment. What else do you see for yourself?
Um, Hopefully, I'm because with Hurricane Dorian, I lost my home. I lost everything um, that I felt like were lifelong goals. And just restarting my life back, it's I'm excited for the next 20 years. It's like if I was able to accomplish this and that in my early 20s, I don't want to see myself 20 years from now.
Well, I know you have some big goals ahead, and I will not be talking anything. She has to share that on her own. And I am so happy for you and what and where where you at this particular time and what you have achieved in the short space of time, considering all the odds were against you.
Mhm.
And so I want you to picture right now in your viewing audience, you have a number of single mothers who's going to be watching from around the world. Just not only Bahamian moms, but you have moms, like I said, from within the region and internationally. What would you say to a single mother right now who's facing some form of challenge and feels that she can't make it and she can't overcome where she's at this particular moment in time?
Okay. I'm going to say the exact same thing I told myself after losing my home. Um, do not give up. There is always an avenue. Do not be afraid to reach out to the right people. Um, I'm learning that too. Okay. Reaching out to the right um, people because you can get help. And sometimes help could just be a positive word. Um, I would say try and find multiple streams of income, whichever way you find it. Because to me, this world right now is not set up for one stream of income. So with multiple streams of income with your kids, and um, when that knock happens, that tries to knock you down, don't allow it. Don't give up. Have confidence in yourself. Connect with God. Have your daily affirmations going on to keep you reminding. Sometimes you need that I remember who I am moment.
Yeah, yeah. Self care is important. Self care is important.
you always need that moment to snap back and say, sis, wake up. You remember who you are.
Well, sisters, wake up. Remember who you are. You have value, you have purpose. God has something in store for you. And so I will join along with Cookie. I myself am also a single mom. I didn't know I'd be seeing myself saying I have a YouTube channel and being able to produce multiple shows. But again, like you said, it comes a point in life where you have to say, I can't give up. Giving up is not an option. No is not an option. You have to keep pressing because doors will close. Opportunities will pass you by. People you trust will betray you, or who you may have expectation from to assist you may not come through. And so you feel disappointed. That's a part of life. That's the process of life. But the good thing I love in all of this is when God gives you a vision for your life, all you have to do is trust Him through the process. Because who would have known that a caterpillar will one day become a butterfly? And so, as we sit here today, we can see this butterfly of a young woman who is doing her thing, making a difference in the community, creating change, creating impact. She's mentoring other young women. She's giving back into the community. And she's holding her own still as a single mom. We're going to marry her off very soon, God's willing. And yes, I said it on TV, and I don't know why I said that. Maybe there's something I don't know why I said it. But one of the good things is being positive in the midst of difficult times. And we know for us here in Grand Bahama, yesterday, many reflected after September 1st with the many losses, not only loss of possessions, but loss of lives. Myself, lost my home. And I'm just thankful to God who has allowed my life to be touched by so many around the world who gave to me to allow me to rebuild and to now be in a home once again. And so with COVID as well, it has been challenging economically. But it's during these times, during these testing times, we find the best things come out.
Yes.
And many of us become entrepreneurs. We don't see the gift. And so sometimes, and that's why we be careful of complaining in the midst of a situation, because the gift is in there. And when your back is against the wall, all you know is, hey, hold on, I got these kids.
Mhm.
Suicide is not an option. Giving up is not an option. I just got to keep pushing and keep pressing. And that's in the midst of it. That's when those diamonds are formed. You find yourself opening up a business that you never thought you could open up. You may start off with $10, but $10 soon enough turns into multiple streams of income. And so, guess what, folks? What we're hearing today, I'm pulling away a lot of the nuggets from all of our guests. We've heard about collaboration, we've heard about educating, economic empowerment, but today is one of hope that there is life after whatever it is. Yeah, after may be so many different situations. You can be a divorced mom, probably in the 50s, 60s, and figure life is all over. There's nothing left for me. You're not past anything as long as you're alive. God can still use whatever and whoever He chooses to use. And so that is the power in the story, is not giving up, overcoming the obstacles of life. And so as we prepare to wrap up at this time, what final words would you like to say to your audience? Tell us where you're located, about your businesses, and how we can continue to support you as you support other single moms in this community.
Okay. You can follow me on YouTube. That's just being Cookie. YouTube. There's also an Instagram and a Facebook page, just being Cookie. My business page is run_hot. You can find me on Instagram or Facebook. There's also a booking link on my Instagram page that you can just press and book your links. You can also message me if you want to contact me through WhatsApp or a phone call.
Okay. Well, there you have it. We are so delightful to have had as our guest today, our youngest guest to date, all the way from Grand Bahama, Freeport, Grand Bahama, who's doing wonderful things in spite of all of the challenges that she may be faced with. She's overcoming the odds and continuing to be a success in her own way. And so we're glad to have had you here with us, Lady Cookie, Miss Kaylaundra Culmer. She has joined us today to share her story of hope, the life after. And that's what I would call it. There's life after. So remember, life is a journey of people, places, and perspectives. What do you see? I have been your host for today, Raquel Benaby Hart, with The Power of Her Story, which is a production of RBNTV Studio. You can watch us every Monday on our YouTube channel, RBNTV Studio. Thank you for joining us. Feel free to follow us also on our Instagram pages, on our Facebook pages, and of course on YouTube, as I stated earlier. It's been my pleasure to be here with you today. God bless you and see you again soon.
You're watching RBNTV. We are networking, promoting, we're scoring points for you, proclaiming, declaring, here to encourage you. No matter the problem, we will enlighten you. We hear you, please listen. There is a point of